Hello and welcome to another video of this section. In this video, we are going to start with the first set of basic charts that we can create in Tableau. Let us start going with the bar chart. A bar chart is a graphical representation of data using rectangular bars where the length of each bar is proportional to the value it represents. It is commonly used to compare the categories, trends, or distribution across different groups. Bar chart can be displayed vertically or horizontally. When it is displayed horizontally, we call it as a bar chart, and when it is displayed vertically, we call it as a column chart. When we have long category labels and few categories, go for the bar chart. When we have many categories with short category labels, go for column chart. So how to choose between these two charts? First of all, orientation. If we have the long category names, go for bar chart, that is horizontal chart. And if you are comparing across time or between limited number of categories, go for column chart. If the space is limited, if the horizontal space is limited, or you want to stack multiple comparisons, go for column chart. On the other hand, if the vertical space is limited or you need to include long categories name, go for bar chart. So in Tableau, the requirement to create this chart is you should have at least one or more dimensions and one or more measures. These are the requirements to create bar chart. Let's go to the next type of chart, that is line chart. A line chart is a graphical representation of data points connected by continuous line used to show trends over the time. It is commonly used for time series analysis, highlighting patterns, fluctuations, and overall trend in the data. We have x-axis and y-axis, and sometimes we also add secondary y-axis if we have more than one measures. The use cases can be when you want to show data for time series data or continuous data and comparing multiple categories. We have similar chart called as an area chart. The area chart is the variation of a line chart where the area below the line is filled with color, emphasizing the magnitude of change over the time. It is useful for showing trends and cumulative data and part to whole relationship. So this is the difference between line chart and area chart. If you want to draw this chart in Tableau, the requirement is you should have at least one date dimension and 0 or more date dimensions or one or more measures. So this is the requirement to create line chart or area charts. Then we will check the scatter plot. The scatter plot is a graphical representation of data points plotted on x and y axis to show the relationship or the correlationship between two variables. It helps identify patterns, trend, cluster, and outlines in the data. Each point on the plot represents data observation. Similar to line chart, we have x-axis and y-axis. The patterns, for example, if the point slopes are upward, we call it as a positive correlation. On the other hand, the point slope is downwards, we call it as a negative correlations. When there is no fixed pattern, the points are scattered randomly, then there is no correlation. To create the scatter plot, we need at least 2 to 4 measures or 0. If you don't have a dimensions, that's okay, but at least we should have 2 or to 4 measures. This is how, using these requirements, you can create the scatter plot. These are the first set of basic charts or visuals that we are going to discuss. Let's head back to Tableau and see how we can create, what are the different variations available in these basic charts. Let's go through all the charts that we have discussed so far. Let me drag and drop. By the way, I'm using the same file, that is 914. Let me drag and drop region. Region has these many entries. As soon as I drop a quantity, for example, so the by default behavior of Tableau, as I told you earlier, when you have a categorical value or the dimensions that are not the time dimensions or date dimensions, and we add any measure, the by default we will get column chart or horizontal bar charts. Tableau has provided these three options as far as bar chart, or column charts are concerned. Number one type, which is by default, is horizontal bar chart. Using the same option, using the same visual, we can convert into a column chart. You just have to go here and switch the axis. There is something called switch the axis. We have seen this option earlier. When I switch the option, a bar chart is now converted into a column chart. This is how you can see this. Let's explore the other options. You can always see the requirement, what we have discussed. Like for creating the bar chart, we have 0 or more dimension or 1 or more measure. For stack bar chart, which is the next category, it is basically will stack the dimension or next type of categorical value you are adding in your visual. For example, if I add a shipping mode and I'll convert it, you will see it will automatically take it as a colored. If you go to the mark option, we have discussed all the mark option, and whatever objects we have, beside that object there is a small icon. Okay, so either it can be a color, size, label, detail, or tooltip. Whenever I'm converting that horizontal bar chart into stack bar chart and adding one more dimension, that is acting as a color. So all the colors are for central, first class, same day. All these are the different shipping modes for different regions. So this is the second type of bar chart. Let me go back, let me drag and drop this. I'll go back to this. I'll remove the shipping mode. Now, if I keep on adding the more measures, for example, on top of quantity, I'm adding profit, then my chart will be automatically divided into two parts, two bar charts, one for the quantity and another for the profit. And you can easily them because all the bar chart are stacked one below the other. And if you keep on adding the measures, it will keep on adding the number of bar charts. Let me remove this, go back. And another type of bar chart we have is side by side bar chart. For that, I need an additional dimension. I'll just add this and I'll convert into this. You can see I can also hide this region. Just have to click there and go to the hide card. There is something called hide card. If you're working, you need more areas, you can go for this hide card. You can get the bigger chart, and I'll convert in the entire view. So this is the side by side chart. So whatever dimensions you have included, I have included shipping mode and region. So all these shipping mode and regions are present side by side. For first class, for same day, for second class and standard class. These are the shipping modes. Based on these different shipping modes, we have all the regions stacked side by side. This is another type of bar chart. We have seen four types. One is horizontal and vertical bar chart. Using the same option, you can do that. Second is stack bar chart. A third is side bar chart. Let me clear everything. Let's go for the line charts. Let's explore the line chart. How many line charts we have? I have added order date. So by default, it is adding the highest node of that date hierarchy, that is year. Then if I drag and drop, for example, quantity, but the by default behavior is when you have time dimension or date dimension in rows or columns and you're adding a quantity or measure, the by default behavior is it will convert into a line chart. Again, there are three types of line chart Tableau offers. Number one, line chart with the continuous value, line chart with the discrete value. We have seen what is the difference between discrete and continuous, and other is dual line chart. Okay, let's explore them one by one. When I go to continuous, it will convert, it will treat the, let me go back, let me show you again. Now just observe the year. By default, the year is in blue color. Blue means it is a discrete value. When I convert this into continuous, then this year is automatically converted into continuous value. It is green now. All the values are being shown in a continuous form. And I can always go back here, and when I add multiple measures, now on top of quantity I'm adding profit, you will see similar to bar chart, giving me multiple line charts as well. I'm adding sales, I'm adding discounts, all the bar charts will keep on adding. Let me drag and drop everything back to normal. Then we have the multiple bar chart. When I want to show the different measures in the same chart, then I can go for dual lines. In the same chart, these two will be shown. Okay, so this is the difference between when you have a dual line charts, then you can go for the different measures. You can see that here the secondary axis is added for quantity. Now we have for profit as well. Okay, so this is Tableau will automatically convert these axes proportionally. For example, the quantities are obviously less than your profits, so the y-axis for profit is 0 to 500k, but for the quantity is 0 to 60k. So Tableau will automatically convert that secondary y-axis values in proportionate with primary y-axis values. So these are the different line charts you can go for. The area chart is similar to, let me first convert this into line chart. So area chart is similar to line chart, but only thing is instead of height of that point, we measure the area. Okay, let me explain what I'm trying to say. Let me first convert. Again, in area chart, we have two options, one for continuous, one for discrete. Let's go for discrete. Like now the year is being treated as discrete value. If I add one more dimension, for example, shipping mode, if I add shipping mode, and then I'll have a different color. Now you see, by line chart, you will see the highest point should have the maximum value, but it is not the case with the area chart. Area chart, the the value of the area chart is defined by the area it is covering. For example, this standard class is covering the maximum area. You can see the profit here for the standard class is around 191,000, and for the second class it is 77,000, and for same day it is 15,000, and for the first class it is 58,000. The same day is, even though it is situated above the standard class, but we are not concerned about its position. When we are reading the area chart, we are not concerned about where that particular point is positioned. We are more into the area it is covering. By looking at this, you will see this, the bottom area is the maximum area, which is standard class. Even though it is situated at the bottom, but the area it is covering is maximum. That is how you read the area chart. So you see there are two types of area chart. One is for the continuous value and is for the discrete value, similar to what we have discussed for bar chart, for line charts. So there is one more chart which is a combination chart. Let me first convert this into discrete values and let me show the entire view. And if I add one more dimension, so let me check this, we should have at least one date, one or more dimension, or two measures. So I am adding up, along with profit, I am adding sales. Now I can convert this into combination chart. What combination chart is? It's nothing but a dual line chart. Instead of showing both the values as a line chart, we are showing another, like for example, we have sales and profit. A profit we are showing as a bar chart. You can see the legends here. The profit we are showing as a bar chart, and sales we are showing as a line chart. That is nothing but your combination chart. And if you see, when we have a combination chart, we have the multiple marks. See, that is the another feature of mark. Whatever changes you want to apply, either you want to apply for all the objects in that marks, or only for this profit, or only for this sum. You can go, for example, I want to add label for all. Let's take an example of tooltip. Now we have profit and sales. I also want to see the discount. So if I drag and drop discount, and in all the section, what it is showing, when I am keeping here, discount is shown on the bar chart as well as on the line chart. This bar chart as well as on the line chart, but I don't want to show the discount value on the line charts. I want to show only for the bar chart. In that case, I will have to go for the marks for the profit, which is a bar chart. Instead of dragging and dropping the discount in a tip in all, I will just drag and drop in profit section. Now you'll see, I can see the discount in the bar chart, but if I keep my mouse on the line chart, I won't see it. So the selective customization you can also do in Tableau for all the mark option, whatever mark option we have, colors, we have size, we have label and detail. Selective customization we can perform in Tableau for all the marks. Now when you are using a dual chart, we see there are two additional marks cards are added, one for all, one for profit and one for sale. This is for the combination chart. Let me clear this area. Let's discuss this scatter plot. Scatter plot is something for which we see the distribution of your values or selected dimensions. Let me explain you. We have seen the theory already. Let me add profit and sales. Okay. And I can go for scatter plot and let me add states, for example. I'll just add state and I'll convert into scatter plot. Let me put this state into color section and it will be converted into color section. You have the values of all the color section. Let me hide this first. Okay. And let me convert it into entire view. So this is my distribution of profit. Remember, we need two or more measures to create scatter plot. We have two measures, profit and sales, and we are observing how the distribution of profit and sales across different states. Okay, let me add some analytics. For example, I'll just add the average line. This vertical average line is for sales. Okay, so the average sale is for all the state. The average sale is 11,556. And average profit for all the state is 1,341. So at the intersection of these two, you can see the maximum population of all the values. And the outliners are, for example, England performed really well, which is performing above average of profit, which is above profit. This is the profit average line, and above average of sales. So these lines, these outliners, all the instances of different states are performed really well as far as profit as well as sales are concerned. You can see England or California, New York, France. These are the outperformers, and the underperformers are Lagos, Istanbul, you can see Panama. All these are underperformance. This is how you can observe the distribution of values, the distribution of measures that you have selected over the average line. You can add many analytics, like you can add constant line, you can add median, you can add reference line. We are going to explore all these options when we are going to discuss the analytics panel in advanced section. This is how these scatter plot work in Tableau. In this video, we have seen what are the different options of bar charts, what are the different options for line charts, area chart, and scatter plot. In the next video, we will discuss the next set of basic charts that we can create in Tableau. And for that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.